Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Well, hey there, and welcome back to the show. I would love to know if the last few episodes have been creating curiosity for you. If you're in the More Than Mindset group on Facebook, I would love to hear from you. We have been doing some amazing webinars and masterclasses and diving into the layers of consciousness. And what I'm seeing are the eyes lighting up and people really starting to recognize where they could be responsible for what they are creating. The best way to know what is happening in the subconscious and unconscious is what are the results that you have in your life today? What exists in your world? What is your focus on? What are you fighting against? What are you trying to change, but it's not changing? This is going to have a direct correlation to what is happening on a subconscious level that you don't even recognize. I see this in coaching and mindset and just the whole transformational aspect. This is the number one thing that I see most of my clients fighting with, especially if they have been trained in mindset coaching only. Because remember, this is integrative mind-body coaching. There is a huge difference between coaching the mind and really understanding the subconscious and the unconscious and coaching beneath the mind, beneath the conscious thoughts. So a conscious thought is the thing that you are thinking right now, and you see that you are thinking it. You're able to detect it. You can repeat it. And the subconscious is what's just kind of hanging out, keeping you going, keeping the familiar things on repeat. And I hear so much feedback about how frustrating this is. And I know you guys want to figure it out for yourself. And the answers are inside of you. And the solutions are inside of you. And the reasons that you have everything in your world right now is because that first started inside of you also. So this is not Piccadilly. You don't get to pick and choose the rules. It all applies. Nothing exists outside of you in your world that didn't first exist inside of you and your beliefs. Just because you don't recognize the beliefs that are running on autopilot doesn't mean they don't have power. They actually have more power. So for today's show, I'm like, okay, how am I going to say this lightly? Because I realize some people may get offended. But I'm going to say it anyway, because that's what I do. When someone is consistently fighting for something and trying to bring everyone to their fight in their arena and getting them to see their truth or their ways or their thoughts, that is coming from a deeply rooted belief of how they think people and the world should be. What I want to offer you is, what if we don't have to control that? What if we can trust that all we need to do is take personal responsibility for ourselves, for our thoughts, for our feelings, and for our reactions and responding to those feelings? how simple would life be? How simple if you just had to wake up and, air quote, mind your own business. And you didn't need to control groups of people or rules or like anything outside of yourself. You only had to control your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and reactions, and truly trusted that everyone else is minding their own business also. And everything that they are thinking about and fighting against and rooting for and believing in is in their world, and everything that you are wanting and desiring and imagining. And I know this is not easy for everyone, but I want you to play with me here. Take that dream, that vision, and 10 times it. Make it bigger. So if it's about having love and joy and money and freedom, expand it to 10 or even 100 times more than that. Like go from the house to the castle, go from the vacation at the beach to the island to yourself. Like make it so much bigger in your mind and only focus what you do want, what is important to you. Only focus on that. Do not allow your mind to tell you it's not possible. Don't allow your mind to go get evidence that it can't happen for you. Do not allow your mind to entertain you in any way about this not being possible. And see if you can even do that. How long can you stay in the belief and desire of what you want? Time it. How long? 3 seconds? 30 seconds? 3 minutes? Because this is the problem. The mind wants to focus on everything that can go wrong and bad, and it wants to control other people. And it makes up this really big story of all of the bad things that are going to happen if that is not controlled in the way that you think it should be. And that is where so much of this rage and control and manipulation and some of the ugly things that are happening online, that's where all of that is coming from. Everyone believes that their opinion is truth and that their thoughts are reality. And it's not. It's just not. But if every individual focused on taking responsibility for themselves, and only what they want. So even the mind's painting the story of all the things that can go wrong and bad, just, yep, I see it. Carry on, come back to the vision. Carry on, come back to the vision. So I've been sharing this with my clients this week. You know how I talk about left-hand swipe? So the little nagging thoughts about you can't have that, you can't do that, it's not possible. It's like, that's like what I call like the little swatting flies or gnats. And when that doesn't work, then it pulls out the big guns. And it's like, oh yeah? Well, if you don't do that, all of this is going to happen. So now just imagine you're looking at yourself in the mirror and your left hand is swatting gnats and little innocent doubts. Your right hand is swatting what I call a mudslide. So it's like your belief is a house and it's on the edge. And the mind is telling you, you better watch it. You're going to slide all the way down there. Everything's going to break. It's going to be gone forever, right? So you have this huge battle going on about everything that's gone wrong in the past and everything that can go wrong in the future. And my friends, you can control this. And only you can control this. Only you. Because giving attention to either of those will actually bring it into your world. But when you can focus your attention on what you want and what you have and what you want more of that you already have, then you're living that truth that's coming from you, from within you, and it will become the truth that is around you. I promise you, it's the craziest thing when you hear this. And it's like, yeah, whatever, your law of attraction stuff. But I swear to you, if this didn't work, I wouldn't continue to talk about it. I wouldn't be teaching about it. We wouldn't be doing a 10-week intensive showing clients how to actually do it, how to heal their mind, how to heal their body, how to heal their relationships, how to heal their money stories and to get out of scarcity and worry and fear about debt, especially right now, all of the price increases and the changes that are happening in the world. The mind is having a field day. The news is going to continue to remind you, and everyone in the neighborhood is going to keep talking about it. And so if you don't have your mind focused on what you want, what you have, and what you have that you want more of, then you're going to be having all of these gnats, these limiting beliefs, and you're going to have all these fears about the mudslide. So I'm just offering you to imagine you're at a bowling alley and your focus on what you already have that you want more of are the pins, the bowling pins. And on the left side, your mind presenting fear and doubt and disbelief and giving you all this evidence that it's not possible and why you're going to fail and why you can't have it and your neighbor can. That is, those little things that you put in the ditch so that your ball doesn't roll out, those little things that go in the gutter to stop you from having a gutter ball, those boundaries. The left side, you put that one so that your bowling ball doesn't go to the left. And then in the right side is the part about fearing the future. And so recognize when you need to put these up and only focus on the ball going straight for the pins. Got it? I want you to try this. Every day, wake up with the intention that you're going to keep the left side clean. And when these thoughts and fears and doubts and worries and all this evidence of why you can't have it and all the things that's wrong with you, block that off. And then you watch. I guarantee you this is going to happen. As soon as you swat and ignore, you're going to be presented with what bad thing is going to happen if you don't listen to that. It's just how it works. And so the mudslide, we'll call it, when you don't because the fears and the doubts are trying to keep you safe, to stop you from making a fool of yourself, to stop you from getting hurt, from being alone, all the things to keep you alive. And the right side is almost like the threat. And this is coming from the subconscious. It's the kind of like last minute efforts to make sure that you stay exactly the same because that is predictable. But I'm just going to ask you, do you want what's predictable? Do you want to stay where you are? Is this enough? Is this okay? Really? Or are you satisfied? Do you wake up in the morning satisfied? Do you go to bed at night satisfied? Are you doing everything you thought you would? If you were to die 3 months from now, would you have regrets? Is there something that you're putting off? How many of you are stuck in hating your job? I have seen a lot of this. We have new clients in eSchool who have finally surrendered to their soul's desire and have put in their notices and are now full-time entrepreneurs. And it is so exciting. They're so liberated. They feel so good. They're in control of their life. But it took a while to get there. They had to do this work. So I'm just going to ask you out of curiosity, is it enough? Are you happy? Are you content? Do you want everything that you have? And are you willing to just play with me? Just play with the idea that these thoughts are optional, that these beliefs are optional, and that you could have a direct access to those bowling pins if you just try this. So just look at yourself in the mirror, bring up your left hand, bring up your right hand, and just drop them at your sides in front of you. Focus your attention on exactly what you want, what you have, and what you have that you want more of, and only focus on that. Commit to yourself. I'm going to notice when the doubt and fear comes in, when the limiting beliefs comes in, and I'm going to notice the threat of the future, the threat of what's going to happen if I don't listen, if I don't stop this. And with this intention in place the entire week, watch what is attracted into your life. Watch what you materialize. Watch what you manifest. Manifest is bringing it to reality. Manifest is calling it forward, but you have to be the magnet to it, the thing you're calling forward. It is your responsibility. It is not someone else's to make you feel better, to keep you in belief. It's not someone else's responsibility to keep your beliefs clean. It's not their responsibility for you to stay aware. It is yours. You have to control your thoughts, and you have to notice the sensations, and you have to understand that neither of those mean anything. Thoughts are just phrases and words that pop into your head and out, pop in and out. Just notice them. Just look at them. Don't believe them. And sensations are because those thoughts have triggered something in your body. And if you're feeling thought, sensation, and trigger, chances are it's a subconscious or an unconscious belief. That's how you can tell the difference between a thought and a belief. A thought, just words that go through your mind. Belief is whenever you are locked down, paralyzed, in fear, can't move forward, don't know what else to do, mind freezes up, all of that stuff. That's how we know it is a limiting belief. And these are the tricky things. So when I talk about this intensive that I'm doing, this 10-week intensive, if you happen to be a practitioner or a coach, or you're someone who's been into personal development and you are ready to do this work for yourself and your family, you're ready to break generational cycles and patterns in the past for good, and you want to actually release that from your reality, from your understanding, so that your children and grandchildren can have a better life, this is for you. So give it a try. Let me know. Come on into the More Than Mindset group. We have been doing free webinars and masterclasses and lives and all this fun stuff. So I'd hate for you to miss out. And listen, if you know anyone who is struggling, who could benefit from hearing this podcast, would you please share so we could get it into the hands and heads of more people, especially if they're in the environment with you and you want to build a conscious-minded community? Then share the goods. Bring them on board. Tell them to start back at the beginning. Go all the way back to one if you haven't heard them yet, because I really talk a lot about the beginning healing stages there, about the wounded healer, really understanding mindset and emotional processing. There's a lot of good stuff there. But best of all, if you're ready to do this work, send me an email and say, hey, I'm ready to sign up. I'm ready to make the changes. I'm ready to take this deeper. I'm ready to release the past and build my future. Have a great week, my friends.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.